Hey guys, this is Carissa with Inky Fairy Designs and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or you might be watching this on the Ranger Ink YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this art journal page, but the main focus of the video is going to be using my gel press plates from Ranger. I have the 3 sets here and I'm using the new Dina Wakley assorted mixed media tags in the white. This is the first time that a Ranger has had this white mixed media tag, and I'm super excited about it because I've never been really like into the tag thing, and I think what it was like the manila color was it just threw me. So the white is amazing. I pulled out these paints here. That's what I'm going to be doing my printing with, and you can find the full list of supplies over on the Ranger blog or in the YouTube description here if you're watching on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm so excited. I love these gel press plates. They're so much fun. And I kept this entire portion of the gel printing in real time because I've had a lot of requests or comments on previous gel printing videos that I've had that it's way too fast because I do a bunch of gel printing at once and I try to kind of condense it and speed it up for you so you can kind of get the gist of it. But I really thought it would be fun and a treat if you like the real-time videos to keep this part in real time. So you can see I just added a dab of paint in a few areas on this large plate, and now I'm taking the little roller and just kind of blending it all together. And I use that other size sometimes just to wipe off my Brayer. That's what it's called. The Brayer. So now I've got a good layer of ink on there. I put a stencil down and I'm ready to pull up some prints. So I'm putting my tags face down. I don't think there's like a right side or a wrong side for these tags. And here you can see I'm looking at them. I thought there were 3 different sizes in this set, but no, there are 2 different sizes. And this is the small assorted tags. So we've got the number 3 and the number 5 size here. So I just pulled out one of the large ones and 2 of the smaller ones. And then I'm putting a piece of just computer paper on top so that I can really press it down and not get my hands that messy. And you can also use that paper, like your offset paper or whatever you're using. That will also turn into a gorgeous print the more you use it. Just a little tip. So here I am turning them over and I'm absolutely loving the colors. Blushing is like one of my favorite colors ever in the Dina Wakley collection, and it goes really well with the turquoise. And then I added a little bit of the elephant in there just to kind of make it a little bit more moody. And now I'm bringing in Rosy because that's my favorite metallic color, and I haven't used it in a while, and it was just staring at me saying please use me, so I thought it would be fun. It's very, very light and subtle, but I do like the way that it looks. So I'm adding another stencil here. Whenever you're using like a print or a text, you want to put it upside down because you're like reversing it. So put it upside down, and then when you lift the print, it will be right side, on your paper. Excuse me. So that's a tip that, I learned over by doing it the wrong way. And sometimes I still forget to do it, and I'll put it face up, and it doesn't matter. We're just building a background here on these tags. So I lifted that up, and I decided that I wasn't quite ready to pull a print. Like that wasn't enough. So I pulled out this Lapis color, which I have fallen in love with through this process. I haven't really used it much before. I'm not really like a royal blue kind of person, but I just fell in love with it in this project. It looks gorgeous with the blushing and the turquoise. And so it just adds a little bit more dimension, deepens up the colors. And you can see I am just putting it around the edges. I didn't want to mess up the print or the the stencil that I had just put down. Now I'm going to add some stamping. You can totally take your stamps and press them into the gel press to make more texture and impressions before you lift a print. And so that's what I'm doing here. The rubber stamps by Ranger work beautifully for this. You just want to really kind of take care of them, wash the paint off as best you can. I'm not really the good example of that, like do as I say, not as I do. But what I do is you can see I have my journal off to the side, and I'm pressing the excess paint that I lifted up from my gel press onto that page until no more paint comes off. And I'm pretty good with that. Now, I wouldn't say that you might not ruin your stamp that way, but it works for me, and this is really, I just use those stamps for texture, so I think it's okay. But like I said, don't take it as the holy grail. So now I'm ready to do my second print on top of what I already have. So I'm laying my tags there, just kind of placing them where I think I really want the color and the texture to be on my tag. I put my printer paper over top again, give it a nice rub with my hands, and then I'm going to lift those tags up, and this one, love. You could really see that beautiful stencil text on the background there, and those other ones got a lot of that really pretty lapis around the edges that I just love. And the nice thing is you can still see the first print that we did. You can still see those hexagons and those colors through the second print that we put on top. So when you're doing that, you just want to make sure that your first layer is pretty dry. And when you're printing, you put a really thin layer. I was kind of thick with it first, but you really want to you really just need a thin layer of paint, and that really helps to make them dry quickly. So that's it for that section. Now I'm going to do one more pull, I believe, with the circle plate. I love this little circle plate. I don't use it nearly enough, so I wanted to use it on my tags. And I put a little bit of white paint there. Now I'm using my scrap paper to kind of wipe off the brayer because I don't want it turning into one light blue color. I really want to keep that white. And there'll be a little bit of blue on there, but it's going to be mostly white. So I'm just making sure there's a nice thin layer there. And then I'm going to take another stamp from that Text and Scribbles. I think that's the set I'm using. This circle one that has this beautiful text and scribbles around it. And I'm just pressing that into the plate, and you can see the beautiful texture that it leaves behind. And again, even though it's white paint, I'm going to go ahead and find that page that I was using before, and I'm just going to press that into a page in my journal and get that excess paint off of my stamp. And another good thing is that I'm building up another background in my journal while I'm doing this. So it's like two for journal. So I'm going to add my my tags onto this little circle plate. I'm just kind of lining up where I kind of want that circle impression to be. I could have done one at a time, but I was just trying to do, very, very simple, just pressing it down. Now, I didn't have anything like where I would have paint on, but I like to put that paper on top. It just gives me something to really good press on, and I'm not going to move my tags underneath. So you can see that just added another layer of dimension to our tags. I love to add white or black towards the end of my printing. That really gives it a lot of dimension and contrast. I like that. So here I'm going to bring out the Scribbly Circled stamp. I love this stamp. You probably see me use this a ton of times, but it's one of my favorites for adding texture. And I pulled out archival ink and watering can because I thought it would kind of pull out the elephant color that I used earlier in the printing. And so I'm just using that. I'm going to add a little bit more texture. So now I've removed the gel plates out of the way, and I have a beautiful background already started on my tags. And now I'm just going to add a few little bits of texture using stamping and some doodling. So that's what I like to do after I've kind of had my gel press fun and I've created these backgrounds. And here I've only done 3 tags, but a lot of times you can do pages upon pages upon pages at once, and then you can add these little details later. So I'm pulling out some Scribble sticks in the same colors that I used in the paint, so Lapis and blushing, and I'm just going around the circle, that big white circle, because I kind of want to highlight it a little bit more. So I use that with the Lapis color. Now I'm taking the blushing Scribble stick and just doing a little bit of doodling. I'm going to go around the little circle doodad that's on tags because it's raised there. The paint didn't really get into that nook and cranny, and so using the blushing Scribble stick, I'm able to kind of fill in that white space. I mean, you didn't have to, but I loved it, and it, you know, blushing is my favorite color, so I wanted to add some more of that onto my tag. And that was the perfect spot to do that. I could just go around it and really deepen that up. And I think that really tied it all in together nicely. So now I'm just adding a little bit of a border around the edge of my tags with that Lapis color. Like I said, I really fell in love with it on this project. That and blushing are like, they are kind of loving each other right now. I'm going to have to do some more stuff with those 2 colors. And it just kind of adds a nice border around my tags and gives it a little bit of depth and finishes it off. I like to add something around the edges of the tags just to kind of give it that border and that finished look, cover any white edges that are there. And just using the paint is easy. I tried it with the Scribble stick and it didn't give me, it wasn't as dark or intense as I wanted. So just adding a little bit of paint to my fingers, because if I'm not using my fingers in mixed media, I don't know what I'm doing. My fingers, I guess I'm really textile and I really have to get my fingers involved. So that's what I'm doing. The final thing I believe that I do is I just wanted to incorporate the Rosy color again. You don't see it, it's off screen, but I am just pulling some paint from the tube onto a paintbrush and just adding some marks. It's very subtle. Rosy is a very, very subtle color, but I love the shine that it gives, like when it hits the light. And so I just wanted to add a little bit more of that on top. And I think that's the last thing that I do. So you can see how these tags, how using the gel press really gives you a great background start. And then you can do these little bits and add little details with stamping and paint and mark making and stuff like that. So here I am pulling out the Quirky People stamps. I love these stamps. I haven't used them. I love them, but they're like, I don't know. I felt like they weren't like totally me. But after I used this one, I'm so excited to use the rest of them. I love this little picture here. And she just looks so, oh my goodness, so beautiful and regal and kind of like put together, which is kind of funny. As far as like the meaning behind this page, which maybe I'll get into a little bit. But I'm just using the Scribble sticks in those same 2 colors, blushing and Lapis, and just adding a little bit of color to the stamp. I actually stamped it on the watercolor paper that is inside the Dina Wakley Media Journal. I had a page that was all kind of messed up, and so I just tore it out of there and stamped right on there. Now I pulled out some washi tape. I have actually bought all the washi tapes and I thought I need to use them. So I wanted to do my journaling, and this part is sped up as you can see because I really wanted to focus, let you guys see the gel press printing on real time, but the journal making and putting it together, I sped that up. So I was definitely wanted to use the burlap paper for this. I think it really kind of makes the tags and the printing pop, just that texture, and a lot of times I don't know what to do with the burlap, so this is such a great thing to add. So a little bit of washi tape, some of these tags, a stamp, you know, really simple, but I really, really enjoyed it. I love the look of it. So I felt like I have a lot of these like angular lines, and I gave her really like circular cheeks, and so I felt like I needed to draw, kind of combine or add that element more on my page. So I just scribbled some white and black circles using the paint bottles, which are perfect with that little tip on there to do that. And to add the tags, you saw I put them together once I figured out the arrangement that I wanted. I put some washi tape on the back to keep them together that way. And then the heavy gel medium is perfect for adhering things to this rough texture burlap. So I love using that. That's what I use to attach my tag and the stamp. So I don't know if you noticed, I did do a little journaling on the bottom of the stamp. I did that off camera. I've titled this page The Girl Behind the Face because I felt like this picture, there's like a story behind her, and I think we all have a story behind us that we might not share with everybody. So that's kind of what I was journaling about. I added some of that heavy body gel medium behind that picture, and I'm also I had some left over on my fingers, so I added that to the edges of the washi tape just to make sure that they won't lift up, because it's just washi tape on burlap and that's kind of a rough texture. The last thing that I'm doing is I am taking my journaling pen and adding a little bit of journaling, my little crosses that I like to add throughout my artwork onto the tags, and I love that because it just adds a little bit more dimension and contrast, because there's not a lot of black on my tags, but I did have the black circles and the stamp is stamped in black, so I wanted to kind of add that around on the tags. And I just love adding a little bit of doodling at the end. I am framing her out as well with the black pen, and that about wraps up the page. So I'm going to bring it up here close for you so you can see all of the beautiful printing and texture. I really love using the gel press. You get some unexpected surprises and beauty in it, because you don't really have to think. I don't think you have to think in mixed media. Maybe that's wrong, but here's some close-up pictures, and I don't know, that blue, that lapis just pops so pretty against anywhere where it's like touching the blushing. I just love how that turned out. Thank you again to Ranger for inviting me back to their blog to share with you some more of my process. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would love that. You can subscribe to my channel if you aren't already at Inky Fairy Designs, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the gel press, this page, these new tags, what you're excited about with the new products, and all of that. Until next time, stay inspired, be creative, and share that with others. Bye.